guys, and welcome to my Tis the Season-a-thon reading vlog. It is actually day 2 of Tis the Season-a-thon because I didn't read at all yesterday, so I figured vlogging was a little bit pointless. So I thought I would just start on the second day. But Tis the Season-a-thon, for those of you who don't know, was created by Heather over at Bookables, and it is happening from the 3rd to the 9th. So it is now the 4th because, as we already established, I'm already failing. But I decided that I wasn't going to do a TBR. Originally I was going to, but I figured I'd just make it up as I go along. So I'm going to first start off by reading The Afterlife of Holly Chase. This is actually a, DNF retry for me. So I had just read this last year, I think, and for several reasons, I just didn't really like it, but I think I just wasn't in the right headspace, so I'm going to give it another try this year. It is close to 400 pages, so it may not have been a good book for a readathon, but we will see what happens. It does cover most of the challenges, so that's good at least. But yeah, I just got home from work 2 hours ago. I immediately ate dinner, and now I'm running some Twitter sprints over on the Twitter account, and my battery is flashing, so I will probably talk to you guys either later tonight after I charge my battery or tomorrow. Hi you guys, so it is now the next day, which makes it officially day 3 of Tis the Season-a-thon. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just got done filming my biggest book haul ever. I had over 40 books to haul because I haven't done a book haul in 4 or 5 months, so that's how long these have been collecting for. But I'm so nervous to edit this video because my camera doesn't have autofocus, and it is literally the most frustrating thing in the world because I will film a video and it will come out so good, but then I'll go to edit it and it'll just be that slightly out of focus that is just the most frustrating thing in the world. I hate it so much, so I'm really hoping that this video was in focus. I was literally filming for a good half hour. That's how long it took me to do all of this. I also hope this giant stinking pimple on my face wasn't super noticeable throughout the whole thing, but my luck, it probably was. Anyways, I thought I would talk a little bit about my current read, The Afterlife of Holly Chase. I meant to just talk about it last night, but as you saw, my camera battery started dying, so I couldn't really do that. But I read about 70 or so pages of it last night. And like I said, this was a DNF for me. I think I DNF'd it at about 50 pages last year, so I thought I would tell you a little bit about my experience with this book the first time reading it. So if you don't know what this book is about, basically it is a retelling of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. So we follow a girl called Holly who is dead, but when she was alive she was not a very good person, and so she was visited by the ghosts and they tried to get her to change her ways, and she did not, and then she died. And now she is the ghost of Christmas past, and she works for this corporation called Project Scrooge, and they have this headquarters in New York City. And so the first time I read this book, the first time I DNF'd the book 50 pages in, so I barely read it. My biggest problems with it were the main character, because I found her to be very dislikable, and before anybody says anything, I am aware that it is a retelling of A Christmas Story. I mean, A Christmas Carol, not A Christmas Story. That's a totally different book. I'm aware that she's supposed to be a Scrooge character and she's supposed to be unlikable, but they even mention it in here that Scrooge in the original story has this kind of quality about him that makes you want to root for him. And I never found that when I first tried to read this. I didn't find that feeling with Holly. I didn't want to root for her. I just thought I didn't like her at all. She had no redeeming qualities for me. And then the other thing that I didn't really like about it was the kind of more modernized version of I just imagine them being an office building, Project Scrooge, and they watch people on cameras to see their lives and see how it's progressing as the ghosts visit them, and I just didn't like that modernized version of it. I think it kind of took away from the more whimsical, magical part of it. So I DNF'd at about 50 pages in last year. This year, like I said, I'm about 70 pages into it, and I am enjoying it significantly more. I think I have finally found the more redeeming qualities in Holly the second time I'm reading it, And I also am just trying to imagine it less of being like an office building and more of it being like Santa's workshop, where it's like super Christmassy everywhere. And like even though it's more modernized with like using security cameras to like look at the Scrooges, I just imagine it to be very, very Christmassy, so it gets me less like office vibes and more Christmas vibes, if that makes sense. The only thing that I am still finding myself having a lot of issues with is the way that Holly talks about the current Scrooge. It's like this like 17, 18-year-old dude who's like a total jerk, so he's a Scrooge and they're gonna visit him and try and change his life. But I hate the way she talks about him, because she obviously is like gonna fall in love with him and that's gonna be the whole romance part of the story, but I hate the way she talks about him. It's another thing that makes me kind of hate her a little bit more. But yeah, I am enjoying it significantly more than last year, so hopefully I will actually finish it this year and hopefully it will get like a little bit better. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I'm about 70 pages into it exactly, so I have quite a bit of reading to catch up to since it is the third day of the readathon. I'm only 70 pages in. That is not a good start. Hoping to get a lot of reading done this afternoon. Like I said last night, I did a bunch of sprints for like 2 hours on the TisTheSeasonAthon Twitter, and I had an absolute blast doing that, but I don't find it very easy to read while I'm doing sprints at the same time. I just like to talk to people and I get distracted with that rather than reading, so I didn't get a whole lot of reading done last night, or I didn't get as much done as I hoped I was going to. All of the reading I did I got done only last night, so that didn't make any sense. Anyways, I have to go out right now, but hopefully when I get home I can do some more reading, and then I am going to film another video tonight, and maybe I will edit that video and possibly the book haul I just filmed. But like I said, I am dreading editing that video, because if it's out of focus or if I have like lipstick on my teeth or something, I'm gonna be so angry. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to update you guys on today, and I will probably talk to you guys later tonight. Okay, so it is now about 6:30 in the evening, and boy has it been a long afternoon. I was going to film another video tonight, but I honestly just feel too tired to actually do it, so I think I'm just going to film that tomorrow. But I did edit my video, my book haul for today, so that is all ready to go up whenever I feel like uploading it. But I did have a little bit of an issue editing that video, because halfway through filming the video, my cat pushed my laptop off of my bed and it crashed onto the floor. After I finished filming the video, I was doing stuff on my laptop and it seemed to be working fine, but then I went out, came home, went to edit the video, and I went onto iMovie, and iMovie was working so slow, slower than it usually does, and if you use iMovie, you know that it's like a really cruddy thing. So it was working 10 times slower than it usually does, and then I tried putting my SD card in and my computer just wouldn't recognize my SD card. Like, it's like I would stick it in the computer and it didn't even do anything. It didn't acknowledge it at all. So I couldn't get any of the footage on there, and it was just a really big hassle. I tried restarting my computer, I tried restarting iMovie, it just wasn't working. Finally it did work, and so I edited my video, and now that is up and ready to go. But I think that's kind of what discouraged me of filming the video tonight, because I just don't feel like dealing with that again right now. So I'll probably just film that tomorrow. But I have been reading a little bit. I'm on page 92 now, so I've read about 22 pages, which isn't that great. I am participating in some of the reading sprints on Twitter, so that is kind of helping me to find motivation to read, because I'm just feeling really tired tonight. This is like my one day off in like 8 days, so I feel really tired and I just kind of want to relax. But I am still enjoying this. It's kind of giving me like Prep and Landing vibes a little bit, which is like Christmas. I think it's made by Disney, but it's like a little short about the elves that prep the house before Santa comes. And so there was like this one scene in here where she goes to Scrooge's house and she's like uses this like spray that makes him fall asleep, which is like the same kind of thing they used in the film. I think that's why it reminded me of it, but it gave me Prep and Landing vibes, and that's one of my favorite Christmas films to watch during the holidays. But I am just still so annoyed by every time she says how hot the guy is. Like, I don't want to hear about it anymore. So yeah, that's about all I have to update you guys on for now. Hopefully I will read more of this tonight and I can just kind of plow through it after I like get ready for bed, because that's when I get most of my reading done. But yeah, I will probably talk to you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is now day 4 of the readathon, and I got a little bit of reading done last night and some more this morning. So I'm now on page 160 of The Afterlife of Holly Chase. I am still really enjoying it. I'd say it's at like a 3.75 rating now, but it is getting a little better as far as the romance part of it goes. As for my plans for today, I just got ready, lunch is cooking right now, and I have a few errands to run this afternoon, but other than that, I'm dedicating my whole day to reading. Oh, and I'm also going to film that video tonight that I was supposed to film yesterday, and I am running some reading sprints tonight on the Twitter account, so maybe I'll be able to read a little bit tonight while I do that, but like I said the other day, I find it a little bit difficult to run sprints and read at the same time, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, but I did complete a challenge last night, because one of the challenges is to read a book while listening to Christmas music, so I put on one of the like fireplace things with instrumental music in the background, so that music that has words in it is a little bit hard for me to read to, but I found it was pretty easy to read with the instrumental music, so that was actually like a really fun time. I put on a candle, I had these cozy Christmas socks on, and it was just the coziest time reading a book. So I think I probably will do that again tonight, just put on the fire with the instrumental music in the background, because it was just really, really nice. So yeah, I think that is about all I have to say for now. Okay, so it's about 1 in the afternoon, and I'm currently reading in my car while my mom is running some errands in the store, but I'm on page 194, and can I just say I love the like random quotes from like The Grinch. This is the second one I've come across where does she say it? I thought up a lie and I thought it up quick. I very much appreciate the little Easter eggs to other Christmas films. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this book, and the romance is getting pretty cute. So it is now a bit later in the day. It's like 6:45, and I don't really have much to update you guys on. I'm currently on page 238, so about 240 pages into this book, and I'm still enjoying it. Like I said, I don't really have much to say. Once again, I'm not filming that video tonight because, I don't know, I'm just suddenly in not a very happy mood. Like, I was having such a good day, and then tonight I just feel kind of dull, so I don't really like to film when I'm in these kinds of moods. But at 7, I am running some reading sprints on the Twitter account for TisTheSeasonAthon, so in the next 15 minutes I'm just going to try and make myself a bit happier by watching some like funny YouTube videos or something like that. But yeah, I was going to end this vlog tonight and like do 2, so 3 days each since I missed the first day of the readathon, but I feel like this is kind of a blah ending for it, so I think I'm just going to do 1 vlog for the whole readathon. Hopefully it won't be too long, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm just going to do the reading sprints tonight and carry on reading this. I think it has about 380 pages, so I have, if my math is correct, about 140 pages left, which isn't too bad. Hopefully I can get through a good chunk of that tonight and then maybe finish this tomorrow morning. So yeah, that is all for tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, so it is now the next night, and I haven't read at all today. I've been at work pretty much all day, and then I came home, ate dinner, and then filmed my TBR video for A Very Merry Readathon, which by the time this video goes up, it's probably already A Very Merry Readathon. But yeah, I've pretty much been busy all day long, so I haven't had a chance to read, but last night I did read quite a bit, so I got up to page, I think, 312, so it's like 380 pages, so I can 110% finish this book tonight. But I'm like, ever since that challenge of reading a book while listening to Christmas music, and I put on like the instrumental Christmas music with the like fire in the background, I've been loving it. I haven't read without it in the background since that, and I may never not read with that in the background, at least for Christmas, that is. But yeah, that challenge has just put me in like a super festive mood. But yeah, for the rest of tonight, I'm just going to be finishing up with this book, and then we'll see what book I move on to tomorrow. What is tomorrow? It's the 7th now, and this ends on the 9th, so tomorrow is the 8th. And then on the 9th is my grandpa's birthday, and we have family that's coming up, so I'm probably not going to get any reading done on that day. So I have to read a pretty short book tomorrow in order to be able to finish all of the challenges. This book is going to tick off every single one of the challenges except for reading a short book of under 250 pages. So like that's the most ideal challenge ever for my current reading predicament. But yeah, that is all for tonight, and I will probably update you guys again tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is now the next day. It's the 6th day of TisTheSeasonAthon, and I have a lot to update you guys on. Well, kind of a lot. I just got home from work. It's like 7 o'clock in the evening, and last night I finished The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand, and I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars, or 4.25 stars maybe, I think is what I gave it on Goodreads. Either way, I really enjoyed this book. As I said at the beginning of this vlog, I did DNF this book last year, and I don't want to say that I regret DNFing it, because I'm someone who, like, this is gonna sound really cheesy, especially because of the book we're talking about, but I like really believe that everything happens for a reason, even the smallest things of like reading a book at the right time or DNFing a book so that you could read it later when it was like the right time to read it. And that's how I feel like it was with this book. Like last year, even if I'd have read through it, I would have hated it still, and I was supposed to read it this year. I know it sounds cheesy, but that's just the way my head works. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was a super clever retelling of A Christmas Carol, which is one of my favorite stories. I love like every adaptation I've ever seen of that. I loved all of the characters. The only reason I didn't give it a full 5 stars was because there were a couple elements of the story that I thought could have been done a little bit differently or more to my taste, which obviously isn't for everybody, and there were a few parts that were a little bit slow for me, but overall I just enjoyed everything about it. And I did really like the ending, even though it didn't end exactly the way I hoped it would, which she actually touched on in the last chapter. She was like, you were hoping it was gonna end like this, and I was like, yes I did, but it ended like this, and I still really liked how it ended. So I would 10 out of 10 recommend this if you're looking for a holiday book to pick up. So that pretty much checks off almost every single challenge for this readathon. Read a holiday themed book, check. Read a book with red or green on the cover, check. Read a warm and fuzzy book, check. And read a book while listening to Christmas music, check. The only challenge left to complete now, which is a very good challenge because I only have a day and a few hours left of this readathon, is to read a short book of less than 250 pages. So I have got a lot to do tonight. I have got to take a shower, paint my nails, I have to start and possibly finish this one book, which isn't going to happen. I have to edit my video that is supposed to go up tomorrow of my TBR of a Very Merry Readathon, but who knows if that's actually going to happen. And I have to finish Murder on the Orient Express, the movie, because I started it on Thanksgiving and I still haven't finished it yet, and I have to return it to the library by Monday, so I really need to finish it tonight or tomorrow. So we'll see what happens tonight as far as all of that goes. I'm also supposed to be hosting reading sprints right now, but because I got home so late, I'm pretty late to the game. So I did message Heather about it and she said it's fine. So I'm going to start my sprints around 7:30 instead of 7. But yeah, what book am I going to read next is the quest of tonight. I don't know what I'm talking about. So actually, I did think about this. I'm going to turn off my big fancy light now, and we're just going to be very yellow and orange. But I was thinking about this earlier, and I decided that I think for my final book for this readathon and for my short book, I am going to read the original story of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, which I've never read before, but as I said, I've loved every single like film adaptation that I've ever seen of it, and I loved this retelling of it, so I think it only makes sense that I read the original story. The only question is, do I own it? I'm pretty sure I probably own it in like an anthology somewhere. And I posted a book haul today of over 40 books that I bought, and one of the books that I picked up from the library book sale was like this really pretty edition that was just called Christmas Books. and that was it. And I didn't really, I don't know what this piece of hair is doing on the side of my head, but I didn't look in it to see what Christmas books are in it, so I am going to do that now, and I'm really, really hoping that A Christmas Carol will be one of the books in it. I've been filming my mouth this whole time. Vlogger award. So all of the books that I just hauled in my video today are literally in these massive Disney tote bags, and this is literally so heavy. So let me see if I can find that particular edition of Christmas books. My cat is joining in on the fun now. Of course, it had to be the one right on the bottom, because if that's not my luck. Christmas books, and it's like a massive copy, so let's see, please be in here. It is the first book in here. Oh, The Chimes by Charles Dickens is in here. Are all of these by Charles Dickens? Am I dumb? Did he write The Cricket on the Hearth? I don't know. This is just full of Christmas stories, but I just saw the first one is A Christmas Carol, the second one was The Chimes, which is a Charles Dickens book. The rest of them, I don't know who wrote them, but I'm thinking maybe this is all just Charles Dickens books. Let me know in the comments. So yeah, that is the book I'm going to be reading. I think it's less than 250 pages. I expected it to be like a really big book, but somebody added it on Goodreads the other day and it said 66 pages for that edition. So I'm thinking it's like a shorter story. So if I'm correct, that's what I'm going to be reading tonight. And I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. Yeah, it looks like it's only 64 pages in this book, or 70 pages. So yeah, those are my reading plans for tonight. I'm now going to go and run some reading sprints, and hopefully I'm going to run like an hour sprint so that I can take a shower while it's happening, because, or my luck, sometimes I start sprints and then forget and like do something else, and then like 2 hours later I'm like, oops, I was doing a sprint. Because yeah, like I said, I can't read and run sprints at the same time. But yeah, that is all for tonight. I'll probably update you guys tomorrow, but we'll see what happens, because like I told you earlier in this vlog, possibly family is coming up, so who knows how much time I'm gonna have. Hey guys, so it is now the final day of TisTheSeasonAthon, and there is only a few hours left of the readathon, and I am so tired. Like I said, today was my grandpa's birthday, so a lot of my cousins came up, and it was a really fun time, but it pretty much took up all my time today, and it was just like, it was a great time, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like really drained now, which is why you're viewing me from this angle and I'm like half asleep. It's like 7 o'clock at night. There's only a few hours left of the readathon, and I am about 30 pages into A Christmas Carol. It's only about 70 pages long, so what's that, 40 pages left? I'm too tired for math. I should be able to finish this by the end of today, and hopefully there will be one more little clip after this where I will confirm that I finished this book, and thus finishing all 5 of the challenges for TisTheSeasonAthon. But I thought I would just give you a little update on it. So far, even though I'm only 30 pages in, I am really enjoying it. It's pretty easy to follow, which I'd heard a lot of bad things about, like Charles Dickens' writing, because it tends to be a bit dense. And maybe it's just because I've seen like the film and I'm super familiar with the story, so it's easier for me to follow. But it's also the Disney version of A Christmas Carol, the one with Jim Carrey in it, is almost word for word for this book, so it's making it even easier for me to read, which is great because, like I said, classics, not always easy for me. But yeah, I am really enjoying it. It's putting me in the Christmas spirit. I can't believe Christmas is like 2 weeks away. That is insane. But yeah, hopefully I will finish this by the end of tonight. I have like no doubt that I will. If I don't, I'll be very disappointed. But after I finish that, I do have to still edit my TBR video for A Very Merry Readathon, which I wanted to post today, but now it's just going to have to go up tomorrow on the first day of that readathon. So yep. I am going to end this reading vlog here. Like I said, I'm probably going to have one more clip on the end of this, just confirming that I finished A Christmas Carol before the clock strikes midnight. But just to give my final farewell here, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and all of that fun stuff. Subscribe. like, share, comment. I love your guys' comments. I know that commenting is not always the easiest thing to do, especially for me, because I find I just run out of stuff to say. But Sylvia over at Wish Fulfillment actually does this thing where she tells people to just leave an emoji or something just to know that you were there. Because honestly, I know some people don't like this, but this is something that she's said a couple of times on Twitter, that BookTube is a very, like, not unfulfilling, but like unrewarding thing, and some people don't like that, but I can honestly understand it, because like I'm 100% fueled by the interaction that I have with you guys. Like, if I posted videos and nobody responded to them, I can understand why someone would not want to do it anymore. And sometimes when I do post videos and I don't get a comment, like I posted my book haul the other day, or I posted it yesterday, I don't remember. I posted it, and for like a good over 12 hours there, I didn't get any comment, and it made me kind of sad, because that's the thing that I do the videos for, is to interact with you guys. So I do appreciate every single one of your comments. And like I said, even if you do leave me just a single emoji just letting me know that you were here, I super duper appreciate that. And that is like what fuels me and motivates me to keep making these videos. This is like such a bad angle, and I am like so falling asleep, so I don't even know if I'm making sense. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is I really appreciate you guys, basically, and your comments and talking to you guys. So like I said, there will be one more clip after this, fingers crossed, but until then, I will see you in my next video. I know for a fact that that didn't make any sense what I just said, but it's time for me to go. Goodbye. There's less than 2 hours left of the readathon, and I just finished A Christmas Carol, and I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 5 stars, and yeah, I completed all 5 challenges and 2 books, and that is all for now. I am going to bed. Good night.